Hello, everyone. I wanted to jump on here. I've been talking about how I'm going to be doing a workshop titled Karmic Inheritance. And it's an astrological exploration into why we choose our karmic inheritance. And we're looking at it through 3 different generations. So I wanted to jump on here and tell you a little bit about this, and then I'm going to include the link to participate and sign up for it if you want. So this class is going to be a 5-week workshop that occurs bi-weekly. The first class is June 1st at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So it's going to occur on Saturdays. And this first class, I'm going to give a lecture going over basically the EA principles of why we choose our own karmic inheritance. This is looking at conditioning, why we choose the location and the family and the dynamics that condition us as a way to, number one, pick up from where we left off on our evolutionary journey and to recondition us so that way we can evolve through them. This class is going to not only go over the Pluto paradigm within a chart. This is looking at this through 3 different generations within a family system. So you will be asked to bring your chart and 2 other chart examples within your family lineage, so that way we can look at this and use it as chart practice. So that first lecture that I'm doing, it will include the Pluto paradigm. It's also going to be talking about the cardinal planets and how they are utilized to look at all of this. Because when looking at Mars, well, let me backtrack. When we look at the Pluto paradigm, we're looking at what the soul has been trying to actualize and what it's been working on and what it's bringing into this lifetime. We're looking at the south lunar node and the north lunar node in tandem with the moon. So the prior life ego structure, that would be the south node, and the north node being the ego structure that the soul is trying to lean in towards. It's the ongoing path. And then looking at the moon as a way to explore what the emotional dynamics are in this incarnation as to why that person has that moon placement and how those emotional dynamics that they use and that they have are utilized in order to further their evolution to work in tandem with the chart. We're also going to be looking at Mars, what the soul is desiring to do and trying to work through as a way to evolve. The moon, like I just said, looking at the emotional dynamics that are facilitating in this process of where one might be re-experiencing certain dynamics as a way to emotionally evolve through evolution, since that is how evolution takes place. We're also going to be looking at Venus, another cardinal planet, because Venus is about where our values and needs interact with another's. And so it's really important to look at this in this type of dynamic. And then lastly, we will be looking at Saturn and the actual conditioning of the soul itself and its consciousness, and why the soul is choosing these dynamics as a way to further their evolution. In this first lecture, I'm going to go over all of this. I'm going to break down each one of these dynamics. I'm going to show you how it's utilized within the chart to explore this. And then I'm going to give a chart analysis so we can practice. And it's going to be 3 generations: a father, the daughter, and then the grandchild, as a way to really look at why we choose our karmic inheritance, how this overlaps, and how we really are each facilitating a process for each one of us and family systems to evolve, even though sometimes it doesn't really feel like it. I give the chart examples in the first lecture, really explain and show this dynamic very thoroughly. Again, this is a 2-hour class. Participation and questions are, really encouraged. Then the 4 following weekends, Saturdays, bi-weekly, that we will do, it will be each one of the students. 1 week we'll do one student, and then the next we'll do another, where we're looking at these dynamics within 3 generations of their family. So it's really cool if you choose your own chart and then 2 other people, or you can just choose 3 people in your family, but I would encourage you to use your own natal chart in tandem with 2 others. And this would be people who you really feel have been a big part of your own evolutionary journey. And sometimes that's not always, happy-go-lucky, but there's definitely a story within looking at the 3 generations. So those will each be a 2-hour class where we will all participate in utilizing the content that I gave in the initial lecture. And like I said, class participation is really encouraged. That way you can kind of learn how to use these astrological muscles to start implementing this in your own practice or in your own life. So again, this is more for people who have a foundation in EA or a strong astrology foundation, understanding Pluto, the South Node, the North Node, and the Moon, and the evolutionary context. I would say that this is like you just need a foundation to be able to follow along. This class is priced at $166. With tax, I believe it's like over $170. I can't remember how much. I think it might be 173, 74, something like that. You'll be able to sign up with the link that I am going to put down below in the description. And for the event, there'll be a link within that shows you how to sign up for it. Once 4 people sign up and pay for it, it's going to be closed out. I will send those 4 people the Zoom link for the 5 weeks. This is a total of 10 hours of study for roughly $173, I believe. Tax is put into this. So I've got to do it for business purposes. But I feel like this is a really good opportunity to have 10 hours of development within your craft, of understanding your own soul dynamics and being able to utilize this in your own astrological practice, whether that's a spiritual practice, personal practice, or you're someone who is looking to be a career astrologer. These are dynamics that are universal, that each one of us experiences, and it's really good to understand the foundations of this as a way to really help understand yourself and to understand your clients if you're choosing to work with them. So I will post the link down below. I'm really excited for this. I've been working on this lecture for a couple of months, whenever I can, and it's something near and dear to my heart. So many of you hear me talk about conditioning, and this is a great class to understand the why of it all. And I hope to see you there. The other thing I want to say is once this event is closed out after 4 people pay for it, I just want you to know that I will do this as a reoccurring workshop later on this year. So if you miss out this time, you'll get to, be able to, try to get in. I know that it's only 4 people, but that's because I want this to be very hands-on, and I want people to really feel like they've had the time taken in order to do the chart practice and chart interpretation and to really have a good foundation on this. So if I did a huge class, there wouldn't be so much hands-on. This is going to be extremely hands-on. And of course, like I said, I want it to be intimate because we could be talking about personal things within our own family lineage and what we're exploring that we've karmically inherited. So I hope to see you there. And I'm really excited for this, and I hope you are too. Thank you all for your patience on me figuring out how to get this figured out for sign up and payment and all of the above. I've been working on this for quite some time, and not just that end of it, the business end, but the development of this class. This class actually, I was out by the fire one night many months ago, and I was asking, as I was meditating, what kind of class should I do that would be beneficial to everyone? And this came into my consciousness like in a very Uranian way, like a lightning bolt. And I wrote it down in my journal, and a whole way of teaching this came to me, and I'm just so excited for it. And I will love to hear your feedback throughout your time that you choose to spend with me for essentially 10 hours. Again, this class starts June 1st at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time. That is a Saturday. And again, it will be every other Saturday that this occurs until July the 27th. And then once this is done, I will do another one of these workshops. So I hope to see you there. I'm extremely excited.